In the mail today, I am a sucker almost for pipe literature. I don't have everything that's come out in print, right, book bound. But for those of you who like pipe literature as well, yeah, I have a lot of the stuff that's been really popular. Scandinavian pipe smokers. Sorry, Scandinavian pipe makers by Anderson. The big, thick coffee table book, The Pipe. The Tom Eltong, the Bo Nord volumes. Rick Newcomb's In Search of Pipe Dreams, Still Searching for Pipe Dreams. Um, I got the Castello book. So yeah, definitely a few goodies in here, and this one by Fraser Moss about the Canadian trade is one that I look very much forward to getting into. And it's funny, I always forget because I know some of them may be made in factories elsewhere in the world. I forgot about Brigham. Um, and that's because I've been thrown off periodically by seeing Italian Brighams, or at least Brighams that end up in the Italian estates section, right? Smoking pipes. So anyway, the only downside to this book that I've noticed thus far, which is not a huge deal, is there's no table of contents. So I can't really give you a readback of the table of contents, but I'll read you part of the blurb on back. Pipe smoking has long and complex history with its origins in the New World before spreading to Europe and beyond. But when it comes to Canada's involvement with pipe smoking, many Canadians, avid pipe smokers or not, have no idea the significant contributions the nation has made to the lifestyle. No book has ever been published on the history of briar pipe smoking in Canada until now. How true, how true. Looking forward. Um, so yeah, they have met smoking pipes. If you're interested, have at it. Uh, this is a Rop Giant. I think it's a yeah. Oh, sorry, Rop Giante. But AKA Rop Giant. So it is a larger bet billiard, not large as in Boswell Grizzly large, but large nonetheless. Um, Speaking of Boswell Grizzlies, I follow Boswell on Facebook, and in recent months, I've seen new images uploaded of newly completed grizzly shapes. And it'll say, all right, new pipes listed, every Monday evening at 7:30 p.m. I kid you not, every time I've seen that, but you'll see them in advance, right? But then let's say maybe if I get to the site on Tuesday, the Grizzlies are gone. I'm like, are people still buying oversized pipes like that to where, let's say, if Boswell produced four or five, unless they were commissions? But I don't see them as, I didn't think they'd be commissions because they said, well, right, look for them Monday at 7:30. If someone's made a commission, well, it doesn't get listed on the sale page because it's a commission work for someone who asked for a custom piece. Um, but I don't know. Anyway, yeah, if the Grizzlies are selling out like that, hey, I say congratulations, to JM, Dan, and Rachel and the Boswell clan. Um, yeah, for some reason I thought the really huge pipes. I thought the interest had maybe tapered off, maybe 2015, 2016, but maybe that's just my own experience. As I've mentioned in the last year or so, I've a refreshed interest in them, um, but not like, all right, I now want to create a sub fleet of these behemoth works. No, I think if anything, the couple that I have are really nice display pieces. Like I'll give you, here's another one. This is a ROP also, this barrel shape. That's a bit of a monster. That's 6 3/4 long or something like that. 6.5, 6 3/4. Um, a really sturdy piece. Um, I'm not a huge fan of getting a bunch of different, either A, getting the same shape in a bunch of different finishes. Think Savinelli, for example. Um, I kid you not. There was I was a member of some Facebook group, and there was a guy who was a fan of the 720 shape. So that's the squat, like plump, fat, right? So it's the bowl is squat like a tomato, but it's really fat. And it's not deep bend; it's like a 1/8 bend. I kid you not. This guy had a bunch of 720s arranged with the stems facing in like a circle, and this guy had 720s in like something like 9 different finishes. Um, but yeah, with the exception of like for me Savinelli Trevi, and I only like the 626 shape. I'm partial to that. So I have one in the smooth and the rustic finish in those, but um, for example, I like 626, but I didn't, I didn't endeavor to get a 626 in every finish that Savinelli does, right? So I don't do that, and then also I'm not a person that endeavors to target a particular finish and then get every shape in that one finish. This just happens to be a coincidence. And frankly, I like this one better because, and I don't know, you can't really see it, right? See, in this light, it appears more red, but the dark spots are splotches of brown, almost like tree bark brown in the fall. And the brown is stronger, right, in this pipe's finish. Um, Whereas with this pipe, you almost get a hint of like maybe French red, and then the lighter spots are a bit more prominent. But yeah, I like rock giants in the right shape. So I think another one. So let's see. This one, yeah. I keep saying giant, Jean. Oh, this is okay. This is not a Jean. This is a heritage, but it's got a similar stain, um, but even browner. And in the spots where the brown's not as prominent, the what appears to be like a brownish red is more like leaves in the fall that have really starting to darken, right? But they have some red in them. Um, Yeah, I don't know where I was going with all that.